Hey, Mark and Joey here on Saturday morning. And Saturday morning means NFL in a big way now. We're looking so forward to 16 Saturdays coming up here, talking about the big Sunday slate of football. A total dud Thursday, unfortunately. Aaron Rodgers, great Chicago team, should have been better, but it was terrible and not a great way to lead out. But Sunday, we're going to find some gems in there for sure. And part of that is our sports wagering. And that's what this show is about. It's all about money. It's all about picking the teams that we believe are going to win. And so this is a real one for you to show up to every week. A lot of the other stuff is commentary on teams, whatever it may be. This is our actual betting. We were very successful last year in our NFL plays. And a lot of people asked us to put up a show, and that's what we're doing now. And so we are going to do this weekly. As we said, we're going to have Wednesday for Thursday, Saturday for Sunday, and we're going to have Monday for Monday, actually, maybe Sunday night to get it out as far as what Monday's going to look like. We're always trying to wait till the last minute if possible. And we will throw out there a caveat that if there's some changes by injury or whatever, then you have to ignore our bet and you may need to play your own. There's no time for us to get another show back up and people to be able to see it in time. So if there's an injury, you'll have to adjust accordingly to what makes most sense for you. But here we go. Want to just remind to you guys that are new, ultimatesportschannel.com. Go to the website. A complete news feed, all the sports, in every sport, not just the NFL and what we're talking about today, but all the sports are there, as well as all our sponsors, as well as all the places you can watch and listen to the show on podcast. So head over to the website. You'll enjoy that and get, should be opening website every day to get sports news. So, Joey, let's get on with it. We're going to have a couple different bets that we do. We are the parlay experts. That's what we call ourselves. That's what we try to do. I am completely bored betting even money. It comes from my horse racing background. Even money is just not worth the bet, especially in the NFL of today, which is very even in lots of cases, very difficult to pick. So we go for some odds. That's why we can not be perfect every week, but we'll be able to recover when we are. And that's what we're going for this week.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we've gone to the parlay specialist, and that's going to be our thing this year. So if you're into that, follow us along. We got great odds for you, great opportunity to win a lot of money. First off, you're right about the even NFL. Shout out to the schedule maker. This Sunday is incredibly hard and really made us work. Great games coming up, as we said, very even. And going to be exciting. First week, it's one of those ones you can win huge or you can lose.
I mean, you just don't know who's riding.
You don't know.
Look at Thursday night.
Right. As we saw with Thursday night, Aaron Rodgers didn't participate in preseason, neither did Mitch Trubisky. And they looked very, very rusty. So a defense week, low scoring week. But that means, in my mind, that talent will overtake other teams because, at the end of the day, if a bad talent guy didn't play, a good talent guy didn't play, at the end of the day, the guy with more talent is going to win. So here we go with our first parlay here. And this parlay is actually our three favorites. We're taking the spreads, the initial spreads, putting them together for a 3-team parlay. And we'll get into how to bet him properly, how many units. This will be his job. And I'll tell you the games, though, first. So let's get into the games first. We're going to start off with the Baltimore Ravens minus 6.5 in Miami. Now, I know going to Miami has been spooky for someone like Tom Brady. I don't see that being the case for Baltimore. More importantly, Miami showed me that they're virtually giving up on this year. They've made a bunch of trades here before the season got started. They're starting Ryan Fitzpatrick, which is weird to me because...
How many different teams have started Ryan?
Well, more importantly, you got Josh Rosen. You might as well let him play. I don't feel like Miami has any chance to be any good this year. I don't understand this decision to start Ryan Fitzpatrick, an old man. Just get Rosen in, get him some fresh blood. Now, I will say this. If they're protecting the young man, smart week to do it. Baltimore's defense is fantastic. We like Lamar Jackson a lot more than other people. We've had actually, when we did their camp, a lot of people didn't like the fact how much we praised him. But I see him being a Russell Wilson type quarterback.
Without a doubt.
The way he can run the ball and move around, and I think
he's bigger than Wilson.
Yeah, not much. They're both pretty small, but
he's bigger than Wilson.
They're almost the same size. Maybe a couple inches, which is big in football.
He looks bigger, yeah.
More importantly, I think this year Harbaugh will expand the playbook for Lamar. They didn't do that last year, and that's why I think they lost the playoffs. But anyways, Baltimore's in Miami, minus 6.5. I always love when it's under a touchdown, so I know a touchdown can win the game for me. So Baltimore Ravens in Miami. I think Miami's done for the year. Last place, I think they're going for Tua in college football, so I think Baltimore all the way.
The one thing we want to mention is we do bet on different sites than other people bet on too. So we're saying 6.5. That's on our site. You're trying to find 6.5 where you can. We try and stay under that even number. I hate ties.
It's normally like 2.5, 6.5, 9.5.
You want to catch that, not a 7 spread.
Right. That's very, very important.
It's important for you to know that different sites have different odds. So if you can get on more, we know it's more restrictive in the U.S., but if you can find a site that you can get 6.5 rather than 7, some of the other sites we looked at today had 7. We've gone with the one we usually use. And that's why you get 6.5. Anyway, that's what we look at.
And something for me, just a quick score prediction where I'm coming from, 21-7. Something like that. Like very low scoring on Miami side. I don't think Lamar will have to do a whole lot. So Baltimore 6.5. First team of the parlay. So here's the second team of the parlay. And that will be the LA Chargers at 6.5 at home. Should definitely win this game as far as I'm concerned. I don't care that Melvin Gordon's not playing, truthfully. It meant more to Dallas that the running back's not playing because I don't like their quarterback. But Phillip Rivers is this team. He's the heart of this team. They got great receivers.
And we know how excited he is to start football. He gets away from his kids.
Oh, my God. You've never seen a dude love football more than him.
He's excited to get going. So I think he'll have a monster day, I think.
I totally agree. And he's just a veteran who's been, played a lot of game ones, has sat out a lot of preseason, come in and played good. So, he's a little bit more accustomed to that. He was great last year. He's healthy. The receiving core is good enough for him. The offensive line is good enough to keep him healthy. In this game, I think that'll be good. They're playing the Colts without Andrew Luck. They got Jacoby Brissett. A little nerves, I'm sure. He just
4-11, his career starting.
Well, that gives me more confidence, but also it gives me more confidence. Take that 4-11 record, put it into week 1, replace it Andrew Luck. Already got an extension. There's a lot on his shoulders right now. There's nothing on Phillip Rivers' shoulder. I mean, this is another game for him. He's a vet. He's going to get it done with this team. The defense is also good on the Chargers, so it's not like he has to put up 30 in order to win this game. The defense is very, very good. In fact, I can see defense stifling Jacoby Brissett early here. You got to remember, not a lot of prep for the coach and Jacoby to come with a playbook for him, which would have been different than Andrew Luck. So the Chargers 6.5 in LA, Baltimore 6.5, Chargers 6.5. Put those together. It's the first two sections of our parlay here. And to cap it off, our 3-teamer parlay is the Kansas City Chiefs. And they should be insulted by this point spread because of Nick Foles. This is a complete slap in the face to Kansas City. If I'm Kansas City, I'm very motivated to go out and destroy the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are only favored by 3 on our site. I think it's a disgrace. They were 5 for 7 last year on the road against spread. So Kansas City always got misplayed when traveling on the road. And they are going to destroy this spread. I say they win by double digits. I'm just upset that Kansas City, who went 13-3, lost last game of the season, that didn't matter, almost beat New England, and they're getting 3 points because of Nick Foles. So I hope this hits Kansas City and they win by a bunch, and I think they will. This is the third leg of our parlay. Kansas City Chiefs -3, no doubter, no brainer. They're going to go in and wreck the Jacksonville Jaguars. They should be motivated to. So Kansas City there. So you got Baltimore -6.5, LA Chargers -6.5, Kansas City Chiefs -3. Together that gets us 5.5 to 1 on our 3-teamer parlay.
And so just so you know,
you get into that.
In this show, we're going to use units as our betting because everybody bets at a different level. Our unit's going to be $100. We're going to bet $300 to win $1,500 on this bet. We're so confident in this bet that this should be a no-brainer in our mind. So there you go. That's our 3 units. Whatever you're going to put on a unit could be $10, could be $1,000. We don't know what yours is going to be. Ours is $100. So there we go. $300 to win $1,500 on that wager in our first parlay, Joey. Now we also put each team together in a 2-team parlay because you can get that one game that goes weird, especially early in the season. So these ones, you get about 2.5 to 1 by putting 2 of these teams together on each bet. We bet 2 units on each one, which is 6 units in total, $600. If we win them all, obviously, we're getting $1,500 again. If we only win 2 out of 3, we get about $1,000 back. So it's a backup bet for us and our confidence that we have in our whole group. We really feel 2 out of 3 is the minimum we're going to get. So there you go. 2 units, 6 units in total to make our 2-team parlays out of our 3-team. We do that every is our backup.
Exactly, and I totally agree with that. That's awesome. And then we got 2 long shots we put together, and this is more of a taste. We have some feelings about some teams. We've done some analysis. We feel like 2 underdogs can easily win their games. There always seems to be 2 shockers kind of each week. Now, you'll get into units there because we do spend a little bit less because it's such great
Yeah.
odds. Plus, like I said, obviously the underdogs for a reason. So can we exploit that reason and make them a winner on Sunday? We're going to try to do that here. And those two teams are going to be the Atlanta Falcons and Tennessee Titans. Now, Atlanta is playing Minnesota. I have zero faith in Minnesota, zero faith in Kirk Cousins. It might be my hate for Kirk Cousins more than anything else. But still, Atlanta's
the guy did nothing, got a max contract for so many years.
And Atlanta still has three of the most talented players in the NFL with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Devontae Freeman. So really, I like Atlanta, and I think Atlanta could get it done. And they're underdogs simply because they're going to Minnesota. I think if they were in Atlanta, the points would have been flipped. So that means there's a good possibility that Atlanta can easily win this game. Just handle the road, which is fine at the Dome.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about that. I like Atlanta. Atlanta plays in the Dome. It's all good for me. Three most talented players on the field will be on the Atlanta Falcons jersey. So that's Atlanta, one underdog. The other underdog is Tennessee Titans. Now, we're going to get a lot of beef for this one, but Tennessee is playing the Cleveland Browns. And this is all because the first game in Cleveland with this juggernaut of a team, apparently, a team that's now supposed to win the Super Bowl after being garbage for so many years, all of a sudden 2 years is able to make this impression on people. Sophomore, you saw what happened to Mitch Trubisky. Sophomore game, horrible, 3 points against the Green Bay Packers. This will be Baker Mayfield's first game as a sophomore as a starter in week 1. He did not start last year, guys, in week 1. He is playing against a great defense in Tennessee. A team in Tennessee with a healthy quarterback would have made the playoffs the last 3 years. In fact, made it twice.
Yeah.
So this is no joke. 5.5 points here for Cleveland is the favorite, and we're going with Tennessee to win the game. They are underdogs. I love this. It's going to be low scoring, I think. I think it's a big moment for Cleveland.
But here's a clarifying point on these long shots. This is for the long shot to win the game.
Right.
This is how we get the odds. We
Right.
like 7.5 to 1 to get these two victories. We put one unit on $100, $750 return. So your whole week, if you get it all, $3,750. This is the kind of weeks that we play on, and that's what we're hoping for this week. Obviously, there are bigger odds, and it's tough to get them. But when we do get them, they're massive weeks, and we'll take 1 or 2 losing weeks to get to that big week.
So a quick recap:
$1,000 in total bet in units, 10 units. That's what we're playing.
Yep, to win $37.50.
50, yeah.
Awesome. And so quick recap here: we got Baltimore 6.5, Chargers 6.5, Chiefs -3. Those three go together, and you do them in twosomes.
Right.
Okay. And then we have two underdogs in Atlanta and Tennessee. They go together for one bet. And they just need to win the game, guys. So, going to be a fun Sunday in football. We're so excited it's back. Not much going on right now, so we're so happy. It's football for us. This is great. So, watch the video, enjoy it.
And also, we do a football pool, which we're in, which we've won many weeks of. We haven't won the whole thing yet. We've been close, but we've won many weeks in our football pool. So we're going to do a football pool show, which is going to be separate from the wagering show. This is not money. We play in a pool. It's whatever, $100 a guy, whatever. This is going to be our weekly pool picks, so you can take those if you like. And we're going to give those to you in a separate show. Only a little bit of detail in each game because it's obviously 13 games, I think, this week.
Yep.
And but we'll do that for you as well, so you have our pool picks. Hopefully you'll have some hot weeks like we do. We also play an eliminator, which we'll tell you about. We've won the eliminator several times.
5 times.
It's always been our best play. But we'll tell you about that one as well as part of our pool show. So come back, watch the NFL pool show coming up next, and we'll look forward to making some cash this week.